my tier list for all the Touhou games, the 1 out of 18 as you can see, not counting EDC, etc, etc. EDC, impossible spell card, I'm stupid. ESC. All of the 18 main ones in quotation marks. As you can see, I have S, A, B, C. I don't think there's like a bad Touhou game, so I didn't include a D or F tier. So these are going to be what I will be working with. And of course, if you disagree, you are completely wrong and I am right. If you want to defend a game, then of course you can hit me up in the comments. I will be looking, alright? So, the first and the worst Touhou game is Touhou 13 in my own opinion. It is, how to say this without sounding mad, it is boring. It is straight up the most boring Touhou game of all of them. The characters are lackluster at best, except Mamizo, of course. She is pretty cool, but I mean, who else do you have? You have Miko, the tomboy. That's about it. Characters, no bueno, and the OST is cool though. I'll give this game the OST good mark because the stage 4 in this game sounds amazing. Same with Miko and Mamizo. Beautiful OST, extremely boring gameplay, my least favorite Touhou game. It will be very hard to change my decision on this, trust me guys. And my second least favorite Touhou game has to be Touhou 1. It is a little not generous to say, to put Touhou 1 on the same tier as Touhou 13 because the games are so far apart, but in terms of my overall enjoyment, it's just very low. It is mostly to do with the fact that everything just hits you. Everything just hits you and kills you. If you want to dodge with your little slide, it works half the time. Usually you just die anyway. Not the biggest fan of this game. The OST can be cool to some. For me, it's a little meh on the meh side because it sounds so rough. In my opinion, I like my production. But yeah, that's about it for Touhou 1. My third least favorite Touhou game has to be Touhou 16. I know probably a lot of you will be mad for this, but in my own opinion, this game suffers from a similar problem, just not as great as Touhou 13. It is so boring. Every stage feels the same, every second boss card feels the same. I don't know, when I played this game, I was falling asleep, similar with TD. It is pretty sad to put it here because of all the seasons and you play as Cirno, You play as Cirno, what more do you want from a Touhou game, right? Except the gameplay feels super lackluster, I'm sorry. I love Cirno, but Touhou 16, man, Zun, you could have done better. The gameplay just feels super lackluster, in my own opinion. The last game in the C tier, in my honest opinion, this really pains me to say it because I love the story. I love the characters, I love the team. I absolutely adore this game in terms of team. It is probably one of the best teams in all of series, but it's Touhou 2. Now listen up. I know you might think I have a bias against all games. That's not true, you will see in a while why that's not true. But it just feels super random, feels punishing a lot of the times for no reason. People say it's the easiest Lunatic. I say it's the easiest Lunatic and the hardest normal. Have you played this game? This game can fuck your ass for no reason so many times, it's not even funny. But the story is cool. This is probably one of my favorite stories because Reimu, every boss you fight against, she's thirsty for. Just play it for yourself, you'll see. It's pretty funny though. But my favorite OST, man. This game has some bangers. Mima, obviously. Obviously Mima, great team, always has great themes. The first stage, probably my favorite first stage team of all time. I'm not even kidding. Have you listened to it? Listen to it, it's pretty fucking good. And what else? Stage 40, Marisa's team, the ending team is pretty cool, and the OST in this game is superb. It really is great, except the gameplay is just not there. And you can't even shift, I forgot, you can't even shift in this game. You die to so many bullshit because you just can't slow down. If you can slow down, I haven't found it for some reason, please tell me, I would enjoy this game much more and I will change my opinion almost instantly. Now moving on to the B tier. The B. For B, if you didn't know. 3 and 9 is gonna be lowest tier. I don't enjoy either of them that much. They feel cool, and I will probably change my mind if I play it against someone, and not against CPU, but both of them are like, whatever. I'll play them from time to time, but I'm not gonna have the best time of my life. I would rank the third game higher though, because it is much more interesting. Even though it's way less polished than 9, it is simpler and it just feels more fun to play, except that Rainbow Final Fight, that is confusing. It's brutal. It is brutal. Also, let me just change the position from this. The closest we are to this, the higher it is. So 13 is comes here, boom, boom, boom. Here, okay, nice. Another B tier Touhou game. Another B tier Touhou game. Has to be Touhou 17. This game could have been so good. This game has one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen. The second best gimmick in my own opinion. The way it handles what UFO could have been, just better, by not punishing you for not doing something extra and actually rewarding you, but not taking anything away from you. You can, the little spirits, you can ignore them and you're not gonna lose lives, you're not gonna lose spell pieces. It just gives you a cool power. The reason why it's in B is because of that. Otherwise, similar problem with TD. It's just boring. It's just boring. Like all of it just feels the same in my own opinion. But Yurumi's theme is pretty banger. Favorite OST, Yurumi, and the title screen. The title screen, probably my favorite title screen theme of all time. Of all of them. It is great if you have not listened to it. Another one, UFO. UFO is, how to say this? It is difficult, obviously, but it's bullshit. The difficulty feels bullshit. It doesn't feel fair. The UFO mechanic, as I said in Touhou 17, you know, it is the way worse version of it, in my opinion, because it punishes you for not doing something extra. Oh, you want to get life ups? Nope, because you didn't do this bullshit UFO mechanic. That's not good. That's not a good game design. However, the team, newest team, Byakuren team, Murasa's team, absolutely marvelous. Except it's just not fun to play because of the bullshit difficulty spikes. It just straight up kills you sometimes. And it's a modern Touhou game. It's not like Touhou 2 difficulty where it's just little poorly made. It's designed that way and it's bullshit and it's not fun. Is there any other one? Is there any other one? DDC. DDC actually should be ranked lower once I'm gonna reassign this. DDC should be lower definitely. It is like older brother of TD. It is pretty much the same game in my opinion, just better. It's not amazing. It's still probably, I'm not gonna replay it much, but I was only half asleep while playing this game, unlike TD. Okay, so it feels very similar. The games feel extremely similar in my opinion, but it is just not there. It is not there. Okay, let me reassign this. 9 lowest, 3 there. 17 is gonna be higher up, UFO there, and DDC right here in the middle. Alright, again, these two, I'm sorry, but I really don't find much enjoyment from these ones. Is that it for this tier? LSS is gonna go at the highest. LSS is I have to get credit for it, you know? It is the first Touhou game that is fully playable in my opinion. You can be a normal Touhou player playing Touhou 8, playing Touhou 15, whatever, not used to PC98 and still have a great experience playing this game. Except it is just, I don't know, man. It wasn't that fun. It wasn't that fun in my opinion. The fights were a little boring. The fights weren't super interesting. It could have been better. But for PC98, it is my second most favorite game. And favorite OST? Oh, Gengetsu. Gengetsu's theme. If you have not listened to Gengetsu's theme, do yourself a favor. Go out of this video, listen to Gengetsu's theme. It is magnificent. Okay, moving on to the A tier. These are the games that I will be replaying all of them quite frequently, and I'm gonna enjoy doing so. Let's just go. My least favorite one, Mountain of Faith. Mountain of Faith is a lot of people's starter style game, not mine, but it is just very polished. It is a solid experience from the first stage to the 6th stage, including the extra stage. It is just solid. It doesn't do anything too well. It's just like a good game that is not extremely memorable in my opinion. The OST on the other hand, you have Kanako's team, Suwako's team, Sanae's team, and Hina's team, the second stage boss team. Beautiful OST. The game itself, not super memorable. Also, fuck stage 4. Another one that could be in the A tier. PCB. PCB is better than Mountain of Faith in my opinion. It feels a little clunky. The fights feel a little clunky, but it is a very solid experience. It is similar to Mountain of Faith, I feel like. It is a solid experience from first stage to second stage, 6th stage, except it doesn't take many risks. The fights feel little clunky and not super interesting. And yeah, that's about it. Just kidding, it's not yet, because the OST, probably one of the best OSTs in the entire series. Honestly, like, you have so many good songs, Alice's theme, Yuyuko's theme, Yukari's theme, and obviously, Praise the River's theme. Possibly my favorite OST of all time. Praise the River's theme, it feels melancholy, it feels sad, but it makes you feel hope. It is beautiful. Another game I would put in the A tier is Touhou 11 SA. It is like, I treat SA as the more mature, more difficult brother of Mountain of Faith. It's the similar relationship between DDC and TD, but SA is quite a bit more interesting than Mountain of Faith. It takes way more risks, just look at Orin, right? And it creates more memorable fights than Mountain of Faith. But it is the same bigger OST, possibly even better Parsi team, Satori team. Obviously Koishi team, can't forget that. Can't forget Koishi and Utsu. You know all these teams. The characters are pretty memorable too. But name me a one SA player who does not remember that one cat that everyone loves and cherishes. And no, it did not cause me to go insane while playing on Lunatic. No. Why do you think that? A great boss fight. But that's why I prefer it than Mountain of Faith, because it does take risks. It fucks your ass, but it is nice. It fucks your ass in a nice way, in my opinion. Another game in the A tier. Unconnected Marketeers. Unconnected Marketeers is the latest Touhou game. Probably some of you have not played it yet, but I highly recommend so. It is 10 times better than Touhou 16. It is 5 times better than Touhou 17. It is possibly the best modern Touhou game after one more, which I have not talked about yet. The fights are interesting. The difficulty is there, it's not too overbearing. The OST is there. Have you guys heard the OST of this game? Have you heard the extra stage boss theme of this game? It is banging. It is banging, man. The OST is great. And the gimmick, the best gimmick of all Touhou games. It is hard for me to find a better gimmick than Touhou 18. The way you can buy multiple stuff, you can experiment with it. It is magnificent. Highly recommend playing if you have not played yet. Another game in the A tier. Another game, another day. Mystic Sphere. The best PC98 game by far. The most polished, the most memorable in my opinion. It is just like a better version of LSS. The way it plays, it almost feels like a Windows game. It almost feels like a Windows game. Except of course the graphics, etc, etc. But it's a PC98. Give it a break, you know? The story of this game, pretty good. The characters of this game, pretty good. The OST of this game, you got Plastic Mind, Shinki's team, Yumeko's team, Doll of Misery, possibly my favorite PC98 soundtrack. A great experience. If you want to get into PC98, this is the game you want to start with. It is the most forgiving. It is little bullshit parts. Yumeko's sword speed. It is bad. Can't recommend this enough. It does feel a little clunky, that's why it's not in the S tier, because it is the overall experience of the games I have, right? Which is why this is not up there with some others that we will discuss further. Okay, and do we have anything in the A tier? What do you guys think? You see what I have rated. What do you think? Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but EOSD is going in the A tier. I know, guys. I know. Trust me, I am very full aware that everyone loves this game. The nostalgia, the characters, the theme, the story, the first Windows game. It put the Touhou on the market, right? Everything like that. Yes, it is extremely important to Touhou as a whole. However, the game itself, the gameplay is interesting. The cards, the stages, all of them are interesting, I agree. But I just dislike the RNG factor. And that, the RNG factor, it is... Have you guys played this game on Lunatic? It is unforgiving, man. Remelia's final, super cancer. Like, can't give this an S tier because of that, because of the RNG that's involved in this game. Really can't. I'm sorry, I love this game. My extra stage, my first extra stage was fun. Probably a lot of you were as well. But I just cannot put this in the S tier of my personal enjoyment. And the S tier, the best two, as you can see, Touhou games. I have so much power. Well, it's not my favorite, but it's up there. Now I will explain why this game is so good. It is. Characters are memorable. OST is awesome. Look, this game has such a great OST, man. And the fights. Are they bullshit? Yes, look at Clown Piece on normal. Look at Junko. Just look at Junko, right? Yes, it is bullshit. But it is the fun bullshit. It is the challenging bullshit. It is the bullshit you can overcome. Unlike UFO, where it just feels like something is fucking in your ass. This feels like it is fucking your ass, but you're getting slowly used to it. You're just getting slowly used to it, and you might even enjoy it someday. It is amazing. It is the best modern Touhou game. I know a lot of you probably will disagree, because when I was doing research in quotation marks to this video, I looked up the Google reviews, and this had the lowest rating out of all of the Touhou games, so probably some of you might disagree. And my favorite Touhou game of all time, Imperishable Night. Imperishable Night is the game to go to when you're starting Touhou. Everyone recommends it for a reason. The effort Zun put into this game, you have 2 final stages. You have 2 bosses on a stage 4. You have extra lost words, which are cards you unlock by doing achievements in the game, like clearing the games on specific difficulties on specific characters, clearing the extra stage on specific characters. It has achievements. This game has so much effort into it, and it shows. Now, why do I think this is the best Touhou game? I just explained it, but familiars. If you do not know, it's those little circles that you can usually destroy, and if you don't, they start shooting. They are an amazing addition. It makes even Vriggle, the stage 1 boss, fun to play repeatedly. It is amazing. Amazing. Why does not Zun do this more? It makes the early fights much more interesting, and even the later fights, because it feels like you're playing a stage within a boss fight. Now also, I remember that I have not said any complaints about these 2 games. Let me start by Touhou 15. What the fuck is stage 4? Who remembers stage 4? Like, the only thing I remember about stage 4 is that its boss was compared to a Nazi in YouTube comments over a theme. That's the only thing I remember about the fucking 4th stage boss and the 4th stage in general. It is a little lackluster. And Touhou 8, as much as I loved everything about this game, the story, characters, OST, the gameplay, the effort put into this game, I must say that the Kaguya could have been a better final boss. Honestly, Eren should have been the final boss, the final B boss, because it is, as a character, better, and the fight feels a little better, in my own opinion. Kaguya could have been a better final boss. Feels little lackluster. But that's about it for my complaints about this character game. Yes, I'm stupid. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. Did you think I did a good job of rating all of these stupid Touhou games? If you did, then leave a like. If you loved it, please sub. I do post videos frequently, and I stream on Twitch, by the way, pretty often. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.